Hey Shelby, turn around. Like face the way you were again. Please. Face that way again. Just gonna, and then I need you to blow your bangs again. Yeah, I want it for real. I want it.
I can't blow them. They're dewy right now. They're not flappy. She always messes with me. Blow my bangs.
It just shows
mad because mine blow.
It shows a lot of distress, you know.
Morning, hustlers. It's 8 o'clock on building delivery day. So we've got crew out here. They're working on all of the studs right now to make sure they're standing upright. So before the concrete gets poured, there's studs that are put into the ground and then the concrete gets poured over those. Unfortunately, our concrete guy backed into quite a few of them. So they're hammering them to make sure they're upright. No big deal, no step for a stuffer. But that's what they're doing this morning. We're just waiting on the building to arrive. The driver's supposed to call me when he heads this way. It should come out in 3 loads. So that's all we're waiting on.
Not bad.
Good, huh?
Yeah. Like it never happened.
So it's building day. The building is on its way. I'm riddled with anxiety about a lot of things. I'm hoping that the building is the correct one because worse things have happened. I'm hoping that everyone is coordinated because we've got a lot of subcontractors on the ground waiting to get that building unloaded. And I'm just hoping that the building itself gets there in time so that those subcontractors don't say, hey, I got another job I gotta go to. It's all just a lot of sitting around crossing your fingers, hoping everybody's kind of patient with each other. There's just a whole slew of things that could go wrong, and I'm pretty much have anxiety about every single one of them. So kind of love that little rodeo we got going on.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Bummer. Have you called the driver yet?
Just you.
Did he answer?
He didn't answer.
Yeah, I did
Usually they call before they leave.
I did the same, but she's coming from Huntsville, which is an hour away.
Yeah, he probably thinks I'm spam. Calling about extended warranty.
Probably, likely.
I want to buy his truck or something.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure somebody was headed this way. We've got the erection crew on site ready to go. So just trying to coordinate it all. No, that's fine. No problem. You're not late. You're good. You're good. We'll see you when you get here. Okay.
What do you think about why, we've gone with bolt together kits on these, and in the future when we build more, would you go bolt together again, or would you go weld out? Would you have?
No, I think I'd stick with these bolt together ones. I mean, the other one went together really quick. I mean, bolt togethers definitely will be a faster install, assuming everything lines up.
Right.
So I think I'd stick
And
with bolt.
there's so much trust. I mean, it's annoying, but I trust, new in the construction game, I guess, is where I would consider myself. And a bolt together kit sounds kind of gross. Like, is this thing gonna blow over in the wind?
Feels
Like
a
a
little
wolf's
IKEA.
gonna come in? Yeah, it feels like IKEA for sure. But with all the certifications and stamps we have to go through with the city,
Yeah, man.
for what it's worth, I know I'm full faith and confidence that these are not just like tinker toy bullshit pieces that are gonna
Yeah.
blow over in the wind kind of thing.
For sure.
So here we are. These guys have been at it for 16 hours. This is day 2. So they had an 8-hour workday yesterday and an 8-hour workday today. And we've got all of our cross members tied in. Uprights are up. Well, all of our cross members on 3/4 of the walls. So super impressed with the progress so far.
Morning, hustlers. So I just pulled into the office and I was kind of amped about the day because I didn't have what felt like a lot of fires to be put out. Kind of seemed like everything got buttoned down pretty clean yesterday, and I was just gonna have some GSD time, get shit done at my desk. But then as soon as I got there, seems like there's a little bit of an issue out at Hammer Mill where the bolts that are in the concrete are still giving the guys, the erection team, some trouble. Shelby was headed out with a torch to help try to cut those out so that they can get those uprights set down and anchored down. We just have projects going on all over the place, so everything feels kind of scattered and we need to be in a million places at once. Super hard part of working projects all over the place, but just the nature of the business. Hey, can you tell me real quick what the problem was? Talk loud.
Yeah, sometimes, getting
Louder.
everything perfect between the contractor on the concrete side and the building plans. There's just so many people. There was like 14 concrete workers out here forming everything up. And for them all 14 to be on the exact same page as the building directors, it's just almost next to impossible. But a lot of times it is. When you have good contractors, good workers, everybody's on the same page in their experience. So like concrete workers, if they've ever done steel erection, they'll know exactly what's going on. This could have been bumped by the concrete shoot, the driver, the truck driver, somebody stepped on it trying to step into the job site. This could have been anything. It's really nobody's fault. But what it was is the wedges were like, the bolts were like this, and so it made this distance narrower at the bottom, which those holes are already pre-fabbed into this beam. And so what I did is just made this a little bit bigger. Now I'll come in, this looks pretty bad. I'll come in with a shim plate, since we have a CNC plasma, and then cut another plate to make sure this is like, it's good to go. Because we have to do a bolt inspection, so that won't pass. That will not pass. But we'll fix it, but for temporary, to keep these guys going. I just blew out the hole so the beam will sit flat on the concrete, because it was about 1 inch off the concrete. And then we'll come in, the beam's sitting on the concrete, so I feel like it's safe for them to carry on. And then we'll do one, we only have 2 out of this whole job, which is really good, to be honest. A lot of people don't see this or don't tell the homeowner or whoever. So like, it's kind of like a, you know, if we weren't out here filming, we would never saw it.
Lo and behold, the precious bolt together kit that we ordered from this new manufacturer wasn't right. It's one thing if you spend $20 on something and it's not right, you're like, oh well, no big deal.
Spend hundreds of thousands on something.
Yeah, it's still a little painful for it not to be right. Hopefully someday I'll be at a point where a $100,000 mess up really doesn't make me stay awake at night, but I'm not there yet. Still very much not sleeping when there's a $100,000 screw up.
It's a good lesson too, like no matter the scale of things, it's still just people doing it and people screw up. Whether it's people at the grocery store that miss your Cheetos, or whether it's NASA or it's the building guys, it's still just people and they make mistakes. And even though you think something that costs $200,000 or $500,000 should be perfect, don't expect it. It's not gonna.
Absolutely not.
But in this case, they can hopefully make it right. I hope they won't fight making it right.
Yeah.
We can get reimbursed and keep on keeping on. Get it done.
And if we don't, we'll just have to make it up on the back end somewhere, budget-wise. Like we'll figure some way to save some money somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what that contingency's for.
That's why it's built in there. That's for sure. It never goes 100% smooth. So we knew something would go wrong. And here, well, we got something wrong.
Yeah, here it is. All things considered, I feel like this building went really well. We were able to get it erected pretty quick, and we had very few issues. We did have issues, but we were actually able to submit an invoice to the building manufacturers for some of the problems that we had, and they agreed that the materials that were supposed to be provided and then the labor that it took for us to get the building package correct was something that we should have never had to spend, and so they reimbursed us for some of the building package price, which was pretty awesome. I guess no is always free. If there's anything to learn from that lesson, you can always ask to see if you can get reimbursed for something. So on to the next phase. If you like what we're doing and you're interested, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.